And a very warm welcome to Wellbeing, Mission Control. And I wonder, do you believe in fate? Do you believe that certain events require their own timing? Or do you believe, as most of us tend to these days, that the results are directly connected to whatever actions we're prepared to take? It's an interesting idea because the libraries are overflowing with material to encourage us to take action, to take responsibility, to control our lives and master our destiny. Yeah, I think it's a very positive thing to do. It certainly helps us feel as if we're more in control of the process. It can help to give us a sense of empowerment, particularly when life is being difficult and challenging. And we live in a world where things change very quickly, and this ability to be able to adapt and change accordingly is very, very important. But if you take a step back to another age, to older times, and other traditions, philosophies, to other civilizations, they were they were very keen to tell us that everything is destined. Everything is preordained. And that normally ruffles a lot of feathers within our culture. We don't like the idea that we don't have absolute choice over most of the things that are important in our lives. There was a Taoist tradition that said successful people are just the flotsam that are washed up onto the height of the crest of a wave by the tide of fate. It's a little disparaging about people who are successful, but the attitude was that, yes, that is what was supposed to happen. I don't particularly support that view. The reason I wanted to mention it is because whilst I'm very interested in ancient philosophies and their centuries old interpretation of the mechanics of life, I prefer for us to have a sense of our own control so that we take responsibility for not blaming unseen forces for the choices that we have the privilege to make. But you know, in life, you're going to come across some situations which are really beyond your control. You'll have to face challenges over which you can have perhaps no influence apart from your own reaction. And that's when the old idea that perhaps it's fate is helpful, not as an excuse to quit, not as an excuse for us to take a foot off the proverbial gas pedal, but as a way of understanding perhaps the more complex dynamics of life. In my experience, I'm certainly aware that timing has played a major role in a lot of the exercises I've been involved in, working hard and persistently, and yet coming across a succession of different yet frustrating obstacles. And then one day, without any apparent change in my behavior, things just began to work. How or why that happened, I can't explain. But the fact is, if we work consistently, if we use determination, we are far more likely to find those situations where success will reveal itself. So maybe the best response to the question, are we fatalists or believe in our ability to master our own fate, is to have a healthy balance of the two. Don't exhaust yourself. Bang your head against a brick wall where your efforts are just not productive. You're not making a difference. Perhaps you're being distracted by some things which are beyond our control. Far better to focus our energy on the things that we can influence, how we think, how we feel, how we behave, and choose actions which can have the best possible impact on the production of your goals and dreams. Well, I'd love to know what you think. I've raised this issue with many people over the years, and I always find it fascinating to get a sense of what they really believe, what they really feel to be true. There's a tremendous amount of variation in the way we interpret this question, and I'd like to invite you to share your thoughts and feelings and experiences with me if you're so inclined. And in the meantime, may I wish you a wonderful day.